Blessed ones of the nations of the world. One more time, thus as your brother again Moses, or say, Yao Sakodi of TRC, Ghana, coming to you this 2nd of September 2023, Saturday, the Lord's Day, with a continuation of our expose, Testimony, New World Disorder. But before we begin, we want to welcome each other by saying Akwaba, Allen, Sahalen, Shagitam, welcome, Inganjoni, Benvindo, you are welcome, Kuso, Diwo, to San Yusenyo, Okukulaba, Mauya, Mengalaba, Boye, Malamu, Karibu, Ekabo, no, O Sanu de Zua, Enquam de Hina, Mitash, Duburo, Pezalovat, Bine I Vinit, Barigalus, Vita Iche, Ayubon, Dobredoya, Welcome, Estan, Hozot, Walan, Aduman, Bienvenido, Namaste, Swagatan, Kus, Hamad, Did, Baruch, Haba, Marhaba, Huangyong Haminida, Huangying, Nyejeko, Anyemime, Nyejeko, We Zolo, Novio, Mia Wezo, Akwaba to the program Testimony, New World Disorder. Testimony, New World Disorder is the program through which we get to know what is happening to Ghana, America, humanity, and the nations of the world in these times of global deception, delusion, and willful lies that are made up by some of the very people that we trust to be there for humanity and the nations of the world. Yet, for almost 2 decades, for 17 years now, in worship of this extremely dangerous US undercover agent, these global wicked forces who have taken Ghana and America hostage as states for their global agenda have dealt with America, Ghana, humanity, and the nations of the world by willful lies, deception, and delusion. And they have brought humanity and the nations of the world into this total global helplessness. They have committed medical terrorism against us under the COVID-19, under the guise of COVID-19, which is their own orchestration. But, blessed ones, we are not ignorant. We want to reiterate over and over again that the ulterior agenda which is being pursued by these global forces who have taken their seats in America and in Ghana and are pursuing unthinkable evils against humanity. Their ulterior agenda is agenda pursuit in seeking to take over your soul, the souls of the entire human race. The mark of the beast 666, which the Bible has cautioned about. This might not be understood by the Muslim, by the Judaist, by the Rastafarian, by those of other religion. However, every Christian knows that the Bible has cautioned about that, and it is the challenge rests on the believer to stand with the human race, the Christian to stand with the human race. So, hold on. We are seeing something in line with the Bible being pursued against us. They have to stand with us. Because the truth is, if God is God over the entire human race, He will not be for a select of people. He will not be for the Christians. He will not be for the Muslims. He will not be for the Judaist. God is God over the entire human race. So, you believer in the Bible, you have a challenge to stand up for Jesus and tell the world the truth. That these global evil forces, what they are doing to the entire human race, to the Muslim, to the Christian, to the Judaist, to every member of any religious body upon the surface of the earth, against every race of human beings, against every nation of the world, against the entire human race. It's an agenda which the Bible has cautioned about, the mark of the beast. That is what they are doing. Everything points to that. Humanity and the nations of the world. Akwaba to the program Testimony, New World Disorder. And therefore, we must all stand together as members of the human race in non-weapon, non-violent, and peacefully battle against those that are seeking after the souls of the entire human race. You may be within the United Nations and you have had enough of this evil and the willful exploiting of the United Nations and in pursuit of global agenda against humanity. You may be at the U.S. Congress, Senate, the government of Nana Addo Dankwa. You may be in Parliament of Ghana, and you have had enough of this wickedness being pursued against. You may be in the United Kingdom, you may be in France, you may be in Saudi Arabia, you may be in Israel, Palestine, and we have had enough of this global wickedness. It is time for us all to stand up against the destroyers of the human race. Akufo to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder, America and the nations of the world, Africa, Ghana. This is the 2nd of September 2023, Saturday, the Lord's Day, and this is expose part 264, and 263, this is expose part 263, and 264 is going to be what to do. America and the nations of the world. We had, before we departed America for Ghana on the 26th of July and landed on the 27th of July, we had told the White House in our addresses, we have told the American people that when we get to Ghana, the exposés that we are making at the White House in exposing the truth and the fact that the franchise of the American people, the Ghanaian people, has been robbed them by global franchised thieves that are within the United Nations, Ban Ki-moon and his cronies, that are in the US, that are in Ghana, that are playing the secret gambling game at the expense of democracy and are disenfranchising us. We have assured us that what we began at the White House, we shall continue in Ghana. And we had appealed to us that during our short break before the month of July, we had appealed to us that during our period of break, we must all gather our hacking tools and our hacking devices, because we're going to have to hack the judiciary system, the courts, especially the Rockville court. We are going to hack the health sector. We are going to hack the government of Nana Addo Dankwa, Akufo Addo. We are going to hack the U.S. Justice Department. If you are in the Justice Department, you are on the behalf of the American people and humanity, and you are on the behalf of all men are created equal. You are for us, you are for God, and we are not against you. So we must all stand together and say to the destroyer of Ghana that we will not take it anymore from you. The wreckers of America, we will not take it anymore from you. Joe Biden and his husband, we will not take it anymore from you. So the moment of hacking is done. It has done. It is beginning in Ghana, and we shall begin to hack them as we provide evidence that we, by hacking, dig out the evidence to be made clear before our eyes that there has been those within the United Nations since the days of Ban Ki-moon, 10 years. There have been those within the US government, the White House, some traitors in the Congress, some in the Senate, some in the FBI, CIA, who are colluding with global forces to tear down America, wreck their democracy in worship of this extremely dangerous US undercover agent. They have been doing that since 2008 national elections of America and 2008 national elections of Ghana. Your franchise has never counted at your national elections, and your electoral commissions of the US, the Electoral College, the Electoral Commission of Ghana, together with the police service of Ghana, the intelligence service, they all know that in the worship of the extremely dangerous US American, they have been making a fool of the Ghanaian people and the American people since 2008. The moment is here that we shall begin to expose them. America and the nations of the world, call to the program Testimony New World Disorder. This is the 2nd of September 2023. Ghana, America, as we are beginning the exposés to expose the franchise thieves, let's watch the Biden administration very, very closely, and the government of Nana Addo sticks within United Nations, the Ban Ki-moons and their cronies. Let's watch them. You will realize that in order for them to make a fool of us, as though the US 2020 national elections was legit, and Joe Biden, who stole the mandate of the American people, stole the mandate of Trump, was a legitimate winner of the elections. And therefore, they are tactically going after Donald Trump, using the state of Georgia, seeking to put Donald Trump in jail. The strategy is these same global forces, they must taunt and play the American people on their mind to let them think that the 2020 national elections, which was a fraud, which was a rig, which was a theft by the Biden administration and the state of Maryland, which was behind that evil, it was a legitimate election. That is all that they are doing. They are playing the American people at the expense of Donald Trump. He has become a scapegoat whom they are using for that agenda. America and the nations of the world are to the program Testimony New World. I say watch Joe Biden very, very closely as we begin to expose the electoral franchise theft that have been going on against the American people, the Ghanaian people since 2008. Come every 4 years. Let's watch the measures that is being taken by Joe Biden and his White House. We will realize that because we expose them totally regarding the COVID-19 agenda, which they used to medically terrorize us, you are seeing that while they are tactically going after Donald Trump, and they are creating the impression to play the American people. The American people know so well they are not even that their election was stolen. The mandate of Donald Trump was stolen. That is why there was a total descending on the U.S. House of Congress on the 6th of January 2021. Let's not forget. You understand? Okay. Besides that, we are seeing that Joe Biden tactically is seeking to get the American people locked down and medically terrorize them again under the guise of COVID-19, and is seeking the approval of Congress to get the American people medically terrorized. America, we concluded before I left America that we should never don't allow them to lock you down. They have committed medical terrorism, Joe Biden and his administration. Don't allow them to lock you down. Don't allow them to medically terrorize you under vaccine or any vaccination aid. Don't do it. We want to Joe Biden foresee the World Health Organization, but Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, to get it well and good that they are not getting away with the medical terrorism that they committed against us under vaccination and COVID-19. Therefore, their agenda to seek to medically terrorize the American people one more time and lock them down because of the exposés. Since I came to, they are saying that the exposés have started in Ghana, and they are terrorizing us, sabotaging our exposés when we are posting it like 20. They sabotage all hours. They don't want the exposé to come. You see that since we came to Ghana, our exposure has been limited within 15 minutes, and they sabotage it all night. We last week tried to make the expose 30 minutes for you to see how evil and how much they want to silence us from exposing them. Humanity and the nations of the world, to the program Testimony New World Disorder. Watch Joe Biden. We shall expose them no matter what they do. We deserve our franchise. Democracy shall be redeemed. The democracy of Ghana and America. We have seen that they have, by their hacking, attacked our lighting systems. The place is a little bit dark. We are moving on. Akufo to the program. Testimony, new world disorder. Humanity and the nations of the world. Let us well watch closely how they are playing the people of West Africa and Africa by their willful orchestration against the people of Niger. They have devised the tearing down of Niger to seek to take the minds of the people of West Africa, people of Africa, occupy it with that, so that we shall lose focus on their 17 years of terrorism against us. West Africa, Africa, open your eyes. They are playing us. There is but one West Africa, one Niger. That is all we know, and we tell invaders to back off. We are not blind, we are not stupid. They have fooled they can fool some people sometimes, but they cannot fool us all the time. America and the nations of the world, we are calling on Africa to open her eyes. The destroyers and the cowardly secret killers, they are playing Africa, playing West Africa through Niger to divert our attention from their 17 years of cowardly secret terrorism. Now let's watch France. France. We remember that post killing of Dr. Kofi Annan, after the cowardly secret killing of Dr. Kofi Annan at Switzerland, Bern, Switzerland, that post era after the killing of Kofi Annan, we saw raging fires in France. We saw the Notre Dame burned down completely. We saw months and weeks of the yellow vests standing up for France and for humanity. America and the nations of the world. Let's watch Emmanuel Macron very, very carefully. He is using the invasion of Niger agenda to occupy the minds of the Europeans, of the people of France, to divert their attention from the medical terrorism, from the 17 years of cowardice. Let's watch Emmanuel Macron very, very closely. And we want to declare to Emmanuel Macron that, Your Excellency Macron, Niger is not a city in France. Niger is a sovereign state, just like France. Therefore, France does not own Niger or any nation on the African continent. All in France who believe in France and the human race, all in France who believe in the African people as having been created as equal humans, and all on the African continent who believe in the African people and the people of Niger as having been created as equal humans to every other humans. We are telling Emmanuel Macron that you better, we know what you people did in Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Syria. We know it. And you want to replicate that in Niger to divert our attention from the 17 years of terrorism and the worship of this extremely dangerous US undercover agent. France, back off from your invasion agenda of Niger. Otherwise, we appeal to the people of France who believe in France and believe in the human race, believe in Niger as a sovereign state, that you dare invade Niger. We shall fight you, Macron, within France. We shall fight you. Remember the days, the post-killing era of Kofi Annan. We shall fight you back within France, and on the African continent. We shall raise the lost army and fight you on the soil of Africa in France. We shall fight you home and abroad, because we are not stupid. Akufo to the program, testimony, new words. We have had enough of the playing of the human race by global wicked forces who shout terrorism, terrorism, and they are the same people behind that terrorism that they shout. Israel and Palestine has never been the problem of the world. Israel is not the problem of Palestine, and Palestine is not the problem of Israel. All they want is the opportunity to live their life peacefully and quietly as the rest of us, members of the human race. However, these global wicked states who worship this extremely dangerous US undercover agent, they don't want it to see Israel live in peace. They don't want to see Palestine live in peace. They have created the mother of the Israeli-Palestinian situation using this extremely dangerous US undercover agent. And the moment is here for us to get them exposed, no matter their strategy that they are using to divert the attention of the American people. Let them jail Donald Trump. Let them medically terrorize the American people and lock America down. We shall resist. Let them invade France. Let them invade Niger. We shall resist. Let them make a noise of Cecilia Dapa and Dampare to clean up the mess of Dampare, involved in his role in the terrorism with the Ghana Police Service, colluding with foreign forces to allow terrorism to be committed against Apiti and killing us on our soil. Humanity and the nations of the world. Akufo to the program Testimony New World Disorder. Let's go to Expose Part 265. That would be what to do, but we have gotten it clear that beginning this week, begin from our coming exposés, we shall begin to point out evidence, and then by our hacking tools, we appeal to the Mossad, we appeal to the Russian intelligence service, we appeal to the MI5, we appeal to the FBI, BNI, the NIB, all the intelligence service bodies in the nation. We appeal to Anonymous. We shall need your help. We shall point to evidence to the 17 years of terrorism with evidence in their own systems, on their own cameras, and we shall hack them, including hacking the court cameras, and expose them. God bless you, and God bless our homeland Ghana. No justice, no peace. Bye bye. That is what in the name of Yahweh we declare to them.